Thanks very much, Chris. Are there any folks in the wait room that we need to admit?
Nope, there's no one other than you folks.
Okay, great. So if that's the case, then we'll call the meeting to order, and I'll ask our interim CAO, Chris Boudreau, to do the roll call of councillors, please.
District 1, Councillor Sean Sampson.
Present.
District 2, Councillor Michael Digdon.
Present.
District 3, Deputy Warden Melanie Sampson.
Present.
District 4, Warden Amanda Mumbricket.
Present.
District 5, Councillor Brent Sampson.
Present.
Okay, thanks so much, Chris. So I guess we will just jump right in. The first item on our agenda is correspondence. So we do have correspondence from Jason Merteller, CFO, and thanks for joining us here this evening, Jason. It's regarding a grant request, which was, I think, a little time sensitive, from the River Bourgeois Mariner Society. It's a type 4, been applied for as a type 4 grant under Regional Health General for $1,500, and essentially goes towards supporting their annual poker walk, which is a fundraiser to for the club, but also for the Mariner Society. Sorry, but specifically, with the docks, the dock renewal, the projects that they're undergoing now. So, I think this is something we've supported in the past. I don't know, Jason, if there's any context that you might be able to provide on that. Is that something we've supported?
Yeah, so we did support them last year. Yeah, they had asked for $1,000, and just so council's aware, we had approved $500, I believe, out of your fund, Warden, and $500 out of the type 4. So this year they're asking for $1,500, but it's the same fund, and I think they're just using the concept that last year it was a smaller event, and this year they're looking to put on a much bigger event, given the fact that they can have more gatherings and stuff.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so what do they have for finances? Like what's in their bank account?
I'm just going to bring up their financials. So in the statements they provided, which is December 31st, 2021, their total cash is $22,863.33, and so almost 21,000 of that is in a high interest savings account. And I'm not sure if you guys have had a chance to review the application. I just sent it out today because we realized we hadn't sent it out. I believe Sherry puts a note in there just referencing that that they have $22,000 in that high interest accounts, and they've been raising that money over a number of years to facilitate a larger capital project that has numerous stages. So they're trying not to borrow for that project, and because there's only so many classifications of marinas in the area, they're not eligible because they're not designated as a, I don't know if you'd call it a provincial or federal marina. They're not eligible for funding. Mm-hmm. So they 100% have to raise money, and then their only avenue is to apply to the municipality like they've done in the past.
Right. Thanks, Jason.
Could I ask a question of the CFO? I didn't see, so in their budget for 2022, they did say a government grant of $6,000, and maybe it was written there somewhere, Jason, but I don't remember seeing it. So if they're not eligible for other government grants and they're asking us for $1,500, I'm just wondering where the rest of that was going to come.
Well, the rest of there's 6,000 on their budget, or
yeah.
Yeah, I think there's the 6,000 on the budget is all from us because they had applied for us for a capital project as well. So they had 2 applications from us last year.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure I'd have to go back, but I'm pretty sure one was 5 and one was 1. So that's what because I looked at that as well. I'm thinking, well,
okay,
yeah,
my problem was I was thinking that was their current year's budget, but it was actually their last year's budget.
Yeah, it might have just been a revamp of the last year. Maybe they're planning on applying for more money with us this year.
Well, I think their fiscal year is likely different than ours too, right? So,
Yep, fair.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, I know this is a project in District 4. I'm also recognizing though the fact that we have expended quite a lot of grant money, and that our funds are running pretty low. Currently, I only have a little over 1,000 left in my district fund, and I think there's something like 9,000 left in the regional fund, if I'm correct on that, Jason. I think That's where my numbers kind of land.
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm gonna
Okay.
pick it up if you wanna.
So I mean, my thought is just because we have expended so much, and I know that there are likely other projects that are going to come up between now and the end of the fiscal for me as well. I'm wondering if counselors would be open to supporting the, you know, the activity with 500 from my district fund, and then 500 from the regional, as well, to make $1,000. It's not quite what they've asked for, but it would be kind of reflective of what we did last year as well.
I guess my only concern is that if this is gonna be only, and I understand that everybody wants to raise money, but I look at the halls and I look at all the poker runs and I look at all the people raising money. And I worry that when we continue to donate to, I guess, an organization like that has $22,000 cash sitting, I don't know that this is a good time, like you say, with only 9,000 left in our general fund.
We've given to organizations that have a lot more money in their bank accounts than that. So I guess I respect what you're saying, Councillor Digdon, but I know for sure there's, other organizations, Legion, for example, that we've given more money to that had a lot more money than that. I'll tell you what, if I do recognize that we only have 9,000 left in type 4. A lot of people in District 3 would also access the River Bourgeois Mariner Society. So I would actually be willing to kick in $500 for that as well. So if as a group we prefer to do 1,000 and 500 from District 3 and 500 from 4, that's fine. Or if we want to try to get to the 15 with 5 from each of myself and the warden, and then 500 from type 4.
I would be good on the 500 from type 4 and District 4 and District 5, if and leave the other 500 sitting in the account, but that's just me.
I'm not sure what you mean, Councillor Digdon.
So yeah, I guess leave them at the 1,000, and then same as we did last year, and just let them know what the I know only because I know I guess the Acadiaville home, West Ayrshire, the schools to Rocky Bay, they all hold I guess poker runs, every year, and I'm just scared that when we start giving the poker runs out of our region fund, I mean, it's one thing when we give to the ATV Riders Trail and we give to the associations itself, but when we start funding every poker run, then I'm just scared that it's going to go. And I know last year we did, however, I think that,
it's an eligible activity, I guess, is the catch there,
I know, and it's
so we don't, but anyway, I understand your point though, for sure. So I think Deputy Warden is kind of suggesting 500 from the District 3 and 4 each to get to 1,000 then. Maybe
I mean, if you guys are okay with that, 500 from each of your districts, just to go to 1,000, I'm okay with that as well. I'm also okay with the cautious approach of only 500 out of our regional fund. I mean, we only got 9,000 left, so 8,500 or 9,000 is not going to be much of a difference. I think in the end, we're all going to shave some off of other requests anyway. So to me, either way is fine. If you want to go 1,500, that's fine. And if you just want to go 1,000, that's also fine with me. Whatever. Again, I like the cautious approach, but I don't think $500 out of our regional is going to make a difference anyway. Right?
Okay, thanks, Councillor Sean Sampson. So it sounds like you're kind of okay with a $1,500 investment there, or the 1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Who have we not? If we haven't heard from Councillor Brent Sampson.
Yeah, I'm okay either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I would just look to councillors then. Just as I'm sitting in the chair seat, I would look for councillors to make a motion that we could vote on. Deputy Warden?
I'm prepared to make a motion that we approve the request for 1,500 assistance, 500 from District 3, 500 District 4, and 500 from Type 4.
Okay, so the motion is on the table from the Deputy Warden. Thank you. Is there a seconder on that?
Yeah, I'll second that motion.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Sampson. Any further discussion? Okay, so all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, that motion is carried. Thanks a lot, everyone. I know that the Mariners will very much appreciate that support. So just looking for my agenda, working on one screen this evening instead of multiple screens. I'm a little spoiled. So the next item on our agenda is for us to move in camera. So I would ask for a motion to move us in camera, please.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Councillor Sean Sampson. Could I have a
I'll
second?
second that motion.
Thank you, Councillor Brett Sampson. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, motion is carried.
Night.
Okay, good night, Jason. So now we're back in public meeting. Thanks, everyone, and I will look to one of the councillors to make a motion, please.
Warden, I'd be prepared to make the motion.
Okay,
My motion is to hire Troy McCullough as the Chief Administrative Officer for the municipality of the County of Richmond under the terms and conditions discussed in camera, specifically step 3 of the approved salary scale, credit of 8 years of service for vacation entitlement, and relocation allowance of $5,000 to move from New Glasgow to Richmond County. All other items in the offer are per policy.
okay, and that offer would be for August 27th.
Our August 22nd start date. Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so the deputy warden has made the motion, and I'll just restate it, is to hire Troy McCullough as the chief administrative officer of the municipality of the county of Richmond under the terms and conditions discussed in camera, specifically at step 3 of the approved salary scale, credit of 8 years of service for vacation entitlement, and relocation allowance of $5,000 to move from New Glasgow to Richmond County with all other items as per our county policies, effective August 22nd to 2022. So could I have a seconder on that motion, please?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Councillor Digdon. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right, that's great. That motion is carried. So the next item I think that we would need to deal with is we would be seeking consensus from council pursuant to the Municipal Government Act to provide consent for the CAO to perform the duties of clerk until such time as the clerk is no longer absent or until the CAO designates another employee as clerk. So Deputy Warden, I'll ask for your consent on that.
Consent granted.
Okay, Councillor Digdon?
Yep,
You agree?
granted.
Yeah, okay. Councillor Brent
I agree.
Sampson?
Sorry.
Okay, and Councillor Sean Sampson?
Yeah, my consent, yep.
Okay, great. So we have consensus from council and I consent as well for that. So thank you, Chris, for bringing that to our attention and for taking on that responsibility. So I think, yeah, just as we conclude, there are no other items on our agenda. Just we'll give councillors a heads up that I'll be putting together a little bit of a press release. You'll see a draft of that land in your inbox fairly soon. Would love to hear your thoughts on it, and we'll go from there. And thank you again to Jerry Walsh from Gerald Walsh Associates for your assistance in our CAO recruitment. We definitely could not have done it without you. So thank you very much. I wanted to say also before we go, thank you to Chris Boudreau for taking on the interim CAO responsibilities, and to Karen Malcolm, who had done that beforehand as well. So lots of folks to thank, and we're getting there. All right. So if there's no further business, I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening.